Okay, I'm wondering what the hell that is. Anybody, have you ever had that trouble with your MacBook before? You power this thing on and you see this little blinking symbol of a folder with a question mark on it? Well, I think I know exactly what this problem is. It turns out that there's, I would say, about a 90% consensus that everybody that sees this has the exact same problem. So we're going to go ahead and turn off this MacBook and we're going to troubleshoot this problem. And just for the record, if you hear any noise in the background, I'm over at the lady's place today, and she's over here doing some work writing. So if you hear that noise, just ignore it, people. She's back there laughing, as usual, messing up the video, wanting to be seen and heard. All right, so that's how that goes. Let's go ahead and flip this thing over. All right, everybody, so we're getting ready to take this thing apart. The first thing that you guys are going to need is a very small plus head Phillips screwdriver to remove all of these screws going across the Mac. I've already taken these screws out because I figure I'm not going to waste your time and have you watch me for like 2 minutes just unscrewing this thing. It's something easily that you could do yourself, and if you can't, then you really have some issues. And you really shouldn't be doing this. So let's go ahead and remove the aluminum back. You're going to use this plus head Phillips screwdriver for everything. The first problem, let me go ahead and grab it real quick. The reason that you are having this problem is probably because you fried your cable that connects your hard drive to your motherboard, and this is the motherboard here, and this is the connection. You see this cable starts here with the motherboard, and it runs over here, and it goes completely down underneath the hard drive, and it connects here. So what we're trying to do is we're going to take out this whole thing, and we have to remove the hard drive to do that. We're going to unscrew this whole thing, and we're going to change this cable. As you guys can see, I have a new one right here. I went out and bought this thing at my local electronics shop. Same day, brought it back, and I'm going to do this by myself. It's very good if you can do this yourself, because I imagine at the Apple Store, with the waiting time might be like 2 weeks, and with the labor cost and all that stuff, it might cost you, I would say, estimate at $150 to $200. But me doing it myself is probably gonna cost about $50, and this is about 20 minutes labor. So anyways, let's get on to it. The first thing we have to do is remove these screws here. Or I should say, these screws do not remove completely. You can unscrew them halfway. And this holding mechanism comes out just like that. And I repeat, these screws do not come out all the way. So get a look there. Sorry that I keep hitting the camera. Furthermore, there are 2 screws here that we're going to unplug. Sorry, with this camera angle and all, it's very difficult for me to maneuver. Just make sure you put your screws in a safe place to keep it from getting misplaced. So I got my screws on the side, off camera. I'm going to go ahead and lift up this hard drive. I figured that the problem is not my hard drive because I just bought this thing about a year ago and put it inside my computer. As you can see, this is an SSHD, which stands for Solid State Hybrid Drive. So this is solid state and a standard drive. I'm going to go ahead and take that out, the plug with all the pins in it, and we'll move that thing out of the way. So this piece here, we're going to pry this up from the motherboard gently. I got some dust in there. Wow. Okay. So if you look, you see that these pins were connected inside of this slot. Let's go ahead and take out this new one real quick out of the plastic package. There it is again. You can see the new one compared to the old one. Matching parts. And we're going to put everything back in the same way. Alright, let me find my screwdriver again. There are 2 screws here that you need to take out. Those are kind of tightly put inside of there. I'm having a hard time maneuvering this behind the camera. I'll get it eventually. Alright, so we got out all those screws and we got them in a safe place. So this thing should lift up. You see that this strip is still put down here. And this thing has an adhesive kind of glue on it which keeps it stuck to the aluminum body. Really quick, let's try to move out this little pin here, if I can. Okay, I think that thing was broken in there. Wow, okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and lift this thing up. You can see that glue residue is still stuck there. We're going to go ahead and move that out of the way. Now this next part is very important. I'm thinking that this problem that started with this piece, I think it's because of not good heat conduction that's going on inside of here. So what I want to do first, before I put down the new strip, I'm going to put down some electrical tape here as an extra shield for heat dissipation. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright people, so our new hard drive cable is going to go down just like this. We're not going to plug it in yet because, as I was saying before, I got this tape here that we're going to use as an insulator, and we're going to put this on the bottom of the aluminum so that this is not pressing up against this this rough brushed aluminum and getting heated from that. We're trying to keep it from getting heated, so I'm trying to find the end of the tape here. So hold on for just a moment. All right, I got me a good splice here. I'm gonna cut this. Let's try to figure out where this is gonna lay down roughly. So roughly this is gonna lay down like that, which means I'm gonna want to put my tape just like this. Let me try that again. Let's test it out real quick. It's all right. It's good enough. Just roughly. Let's cut that and lay that down just like so. And the next part that we're going to do, this is the little part that goes against the wall here that screws in. There is a piece that is going to plug, that this unit is going to plug into. This is on the end. Sorry, I'm dropping all kinds of stuff here. And there's an adhesive on this, and we're going to take this off. Trying to be gentle here. And we're going to stick this down just like so. Hold on, people, I got to be accurate about this. I'm going to do this off camera. Alright, so I placed it down. It goes just like that. Yeah, maybe I should have plugged that in first. Just a moment, gentlemen, while I try to get this back inside of there. I'm going to pause the video for a moment. Okay, so that was quite difficult, but I plugged that inside of there. Let's see if I can get this thing to focus. So this little pin plugs inside of that unit there, and we're going to go ahead and put this back in the reverse way, the same way that we got it out. This is going to go here, and this is going to screw down. Now these are the long black screws in case you already forgotten. Let me see if I can get this in here good. That's one, and that's two. Alright, so now this piece is back in. And roughly this is going to lay down just like this. Alright, we're going to fold this piece here. Or at least we're going to try to without damaging it too much. And we're going to screw these two pins back in. Quite difficult with the camera running, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it and put this back in place. Alright everybody, I was having some technical difficulties over here behind the camera trying to get these screws inside of this thing and trying to get it all on camera without blocking your view. So anyways, we're almost at the final stage where we have to plug this thing into the motherboard. And furthermore, we have to take the adhesive off of this thin strip here, and then we have to get it down in a nice manner. So I'm trying to figure that out right now, how I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm navigating over here. Alright, I think I'm ready to just go ahead and do this. I don't know if I could get this on first try, but I'm going to try. So you can see I'm pulling that tape off. We're going to try to get this out of the way first of all. I'm trying to think of which side is better to start with first. Maybe up here. Alright, we're going to tuck this down. It's not exactly how I wanted it, but it's good enough. It is good enough. Alright, now that is down, let's take the hard drive. Sorry, I keep bumping into the camera. I'm in a tight, confined space here. We're going to plug that in like so. Drop it down inside of its little resting spot. Take these pins and drop them back down where they go. I think that's the correct side. Let me just make sure. Nah, this is correct. You'll know it. You'll know it when you feel it. Just screw these things back down. And finally, we're going to fold this thing down and we're going to attach it back to the motherboard. Just clip it in. Make sure you feel a little bit of resistance. Don't do it too hard. Just do it enough so that you can feel it. And that should be it. It should be voila, viola. So anyways, before we put all the screws back on the back again, we're just gonna sit this aluminum plating back on. And we're gonna flip this thing around and we are going to test. Quite a big moment of truth here. And there is an Apple symbol, and it is loading. Gentlemen, it's party time. Back in action again. I think I just saved myself $150. Biatch!